We go live in 15 minutes. I'm live. Mhm. Tá, agora vai, entra. We will start in 6 minutes. For the ones that want to copy, you need these two brokers. The first link is for the Forex broker, and the second link is for this broker we use for binary option. We will start in 4 minutes. So we will start in 3 minutes time and let everyone have a chance to get in before we start. I'm just preparing a few things here before we start. We are going to look into our new indicator also in this session that I have found very interesting. Just removing some lines and things from past sessions is more clear to see the things. So we can start fresh. So like that, I think we start to have control about everything here now. And there. Now things start to look nicer. So I think we will just start now. Today's a Friday. It's not the best trade to do day trading, but we will still look some possibilities for trades. But before we do that, we always need to go to investing.com. Like I've said in every single session, if you do not have an account in investing.com, make sure you make one and also put your address. Because if you put your address, the time zone that you are in will automatically show here. So any time you see here will be after your own time zone. So that's very important. I will just see if I have been recording and everything is in order. Everything seems to be in order, so you can continue. Yes. So, the most important tool when you have made an account, you see I have made a free account here. You go to the front page, you go up in a menu, says news there. You go down to economic calendar, you see in the right side there. You push there. And here you can see all the times. These times are following my time zone. So if you log in now, probably will not say the same time for you. So then you have this black line. This will be the same for you, of course. And then you can see that you had some news, for example, with the dollar 11 o'clock. As the clock is now 12, we can go and check on the dollar what happened. It was a 3 stars news. So let's put it down to like a 50-minute chart. We can see that was not too much that happened. So we can see that this did not inflect so much into the bars, as you can see. So it's not always the news have something to do with the movement of the pairs, but most of the times it has. So that means when you do see 3 stars news, then wait 1 hour after. As it's now 1 hour since the news, and we can see there are no more news. Let's see, no more news today. That is 3 stars. That means we have free to trade whenever you want today. What I typically do, I close my trades at the session stop. So for me, that's that's 6. That means in 6 hours, basically. So in 5 hours 30 minutes, you should close the trades you are open if it's day trading. Swing trading, of course, you can keep them open to next week. So that's enough about investing.com. Let's take a look at some of the pairs. So as always, we open euro against dollar first. Let's remove this one. Let's reload this one here. And let's turn off these things. This is just me testing some of these indicators. Let's delete this one. So here we can see that we are in gold now. Let's see. There we are in euro against dollar. So we got a movement up with the euro against dollar. That was a movement I did not predict. I did not think that we were going to pass above the $1 mark again. So at the current moment, euro is slightly more valuable than dollar. This is a movement I really did not predict. I was expecting us to continue downwards. So as we did cross this trend, if we take here now in the 4 hour, we see that we had a trend downwards. We can mark it something like, let's see, something like, I think there is the best position. Maybe we put in 1 hour, we can get it more correctly. Let's see. Let's put there and there. So you can see we did break this trend line, but as we did go below the $1 mark, I was really expecting us to continue downwards. But then we got this bar that shoot up above, almost above, but we got a continuation, and now we are currently at the support of the $1. So this was something unexpected for me, but let's see how this looks like now, how we can trade this right now. So we can put a line here around here. So that basically is now yet again a very strong support, as we did break above it. And as you can see, the 4 hour did break above it, and now we are getting the retest. So like I said before, we can't just stay in one direction if we have lost a trade and be forcing ourselves to trade that direction. My thought process was to go downwards, but as we now broke above it, we need to change the view, and we now are looking for a long possibility instead. So now I want to see this retest, how it will do. If we in 1 hour 53 minutes we still keep above this support here now, we are then actually looking for a long possibility. And the next target, let me see, let's just figure out where. I think actually we have some type of resistance in, let's see where we're touching the most places, around here. And you can see that fits quite well with this spike we got up here. It did go exactly up to this line. So now as we're getting a retest here now, of course this is a strong indication that we're going downwards, but this support is incredibly strong. So it will be very interesting to see if he will break down again and go below, or he will stay above it. So this is something we need to follow and be reactive to the market. Right now we cannot trade this pair before we get an indication of what the market wants. If the market will break directly through this support and go downwards again, or if we then will continue upwards. As you can see right now we are exactly 1-to-1 almost, euro and dollar. So like I said, I want to see if we break below here, of course, then we will take a short position, something like this, take a comfortable stop loss so we don't get these spikes, and target. I think we can target all the way down here where we have been before, but you can also, we need at least 1-to-5. So that's way I see. Or if we in 1 hour 50 minutes manage to keep above it, just wait a little. Sorry for that. Just did turn off something here that was annoying. Now for a long position, we take a long position something like this. So if for some reason we manage to keep above this support line, we take then a long position, and then we can target all the way up to this spike here. Then we put a stop loss, something like this. Let's remove this other one here. So this is to be quite frankly, a nicer trade would be to take a long position here, because you can see we can take a stop loss, just something tight like this, and target all the way up, and it's basically a 1 to 4.69 trade. That means if you spend $100 on the stop loss, you are gaining $469 on the take profit. Right now you can see we are breaking below. It's a very strong wick, by the way. So right now we are looking for the another way, of course. But like I said, we need to wait 1 hour 48 minutes to see what happened. My view was a couple of days ago that we are going to go downwards. This was something unexpected, that we're going to go all the way up here, because we had a trade here with a very comfortable stop loss, but that was hit because of this super spike up here. So must be some type of news that have really made this spike up. And you can see what rejection we got up here to go all the way from this and all the way down here. So, but like I said, we need to wait for confirmation now in 1 hour 48 minutes where we're going to take the trade. So, but we can always look to the smaller time frame. What I will now show you, it's a new indicator I found very interesting. Let's remove this one here. What you search for is trend line space and you write break. You then add this one from Lux Algo. Let's add that to the chart. This looks very nice on 30 minutes and 15 minutes. So this one will basically give you alerts when you get a confirmed trade. So for example, I'll just give some examples here now. Here you see he gave a buy position. So a trade you would have taken here now would be a long trade here. You put then your stop loss just below the start and you take a 1.5 and you can see that would have been a winning position. Same here, we have a sell trade. We then take a sell position exactly on it. We take it on right above the start, that is in this case here, and we take a 1.5. That have been a losing position. Let's go more back and see. This would have been a losing position. So you can see it's not only winning, but the winners are so much bigger than the losers. So if we take down here, we take a long position here. We take from the start. That's let's keep on this one, and we take 1.5, and that would have been a winner. This, when we see a big spike like this, then you can't take the trade, because if it's too long distance for your stop loss to your take profit, when you get this type of movement, then you can't take the signal. Here you see a break. Okay, let's see how this one will turn out. You can make this a little stronger also. I will show you how. We take here, we take 1.5. That would have been a losing position. So how we can remove some of these losing positions? That is by, let's remove this one. We take another indicator. We take moving average. We add the 50 and 200. Then let's go into here. We do not need the 50. Let's take this one yellow color so we see it clearly. Let's make it super thick. So then what you can do, take trades based on this one. So here, for example, you're above it, you'll take a long position. So of course you will still get some losing trades, but the winning will be much better. So here, for example, we are below the 200 moving average. We are then looking for short opportunities. We can enter short here. The stop loss was nice actually, so we can add them to 1.5 the trade. And there. Let's take it to a little more to the side, and you can see here that would be a winning position. Let's take one more. Let's find a buying opportunities when we are above it. So we could make it more simple. Let's see. Yeah, here we have a good buying opportunities, for example. That would be a winner. this one would probably be a loser. I would not have taken the stop loss all the way down here. Here we'll take it below the B. You can see how that will turn out. Long position here. The stop loss is nice, but you can see that would be a losing position. So you can see, of course, you will get some losers also. So what you can do, how to make this better, because this basically trade the same way we trade. Wait for the next bar and then take the trade. That's also something you can do, so you get more like a confirmation, so you don't get these fake outs. But let's remove this now and continue. So if you want to look into this indicator, the name is trend line with breaks, basically. Now let's continue. We go to GBP USD. We open this one in a daily chart. Let's remove some of these previous lines we have here. There and here. We are now currently on a strong support line. Let's mark this one up here. So let's open this in the 4-hour and see how it looks like. So you can see here now, we have hit here multiple times, and this one have always held. So now we're coming with the retest. So here is basically the same story as we did see with the euro against dollar. We need to wait for the confirmation. If this one holds now in 1 hour 48 minutes, here I will then take a long position. So this you need to follow after. I would not take for this spike here, but I will secure myself for the rest of the spikes. So I will set my stop loss something like this, and I will target where I can see be comfortable will take profit. And you can see in this region here is a region we have come up to many times before. So it's a clear, nice trade for me. So we need to wait and see if we now find a little breakthrough, because of course, as you're hammering down so many times, it's just a matter of time before we start to break this support. So we need to see that we actually will keep above it. And then of course, this trade is valid, I will say, up to around here. If we come and this will start to go up too much, then I'm not so interested more. I'm mostly interested if we can close around at least not more than this. So if we can close in a region here, like this one you can see have done here, I would have opened a trade and we have a very nice trade. But if start to go up too much before closing time, we are not interested more, because we still want to have our stop loss down in at least this region, maybe not so much around here. We need some type of security. But if we start to come too much up here, for example, the stop loss start to be too much and the trade will not be so nice as it could be. Of course, it's still a 1.5 trade, a little more actually, but still, let's keep it up to around this region. If you can close below this, as long as not below the green line, we take a trade something like this. Like you see now, currently he's below it, the same that happened with euro against dollar. But we need to wait and see what will happen. So does not seems like we can get any clear trades, but let's see on the 30 minutes if you can see something nicer here. And here we basically see the same story that in the 30 minutes also. You can see this green line is working as a support. And what you can do is wait for 8 minutes, and if we keep above it, we can look then for a long trade. So we can do that. So let's see here now. We then move this one down to around here. I would then target maybe, let's see to the left, what we can expect. Something like this, and target maybe up here. So 1 to 265 trade. This is something that we can take in 7 minutes. Let's come back here in 7 minutes and see if we can take this trade. Now let's open GBP, GPY. There are too much movement right now, so it's not easy to find good trades. We can see here now that we have broken through our trend line. We see upwards, but we can also, let's remove some of these things we have from before here. We can also maybe move this one a little to see where it fits the best. We always need to see where we are touching the most places. I will say around here, so we are still below it. But I do not manage to see a trade, because we are also here exactly on support resistance. We are basically in the middle of it, because here is a support or resistance. We are, like I said, we are now in the middle of it, so we can go both ways. So clearly we can't have a trade. We can go down to 30 minutes to see how it looks like here. Here looks like we are in the top of it. So we can take a line just here. We see that we clearly are touching this area. So in the 30 minutes, yes, we can go for a long opportunities. But yet again, we need to wait and see what happened in 6 minutes. If in 6 minutes we keep above it, I would then look for a long trade set by stop loss comfortable around here. The only one will not keep would be this one, but the rest you can see is protected, and take a 1.5 dead trade. But you can see currently we are below it, so once again, no clear trade and no signal till now. There are too much movement in the market right now for take any good trades. Now let's take a look here. We are currently above this support area here, but we can also see that we have a strong resistance up here, so it's not too much movement here either. So sadly, I do not see any trades at all this Friday. This is a day I personally would not take any trades, because there are none. We see here now that we had a nice trend line upwards, but at the current moment the market going flat. So in the flat market it's difficult to find a direction of the trade. We can go down to 30 minutes to see if we can find one trade. I'm stretching it to see something here with some type of trend going here. but I can't see the top clearly. So better no. Sometimes you just need to put up some lines, sometimes just to see if you can find something. But like I said, the market moves. This, if you're going to say a day not to trade, today will be the day. Because typically in 1 hour time I find at least 3-4 trades. Till now I have not found one. Of course we are going to go back to this one here to see if we can get a trade here, or at this one. These two is we are going to check in 3 minutes, and then we will figure out if we take a trade or not. But at the current moment we need to wait more 3 minutes. In the 3 minutes we can start to set up the binary option. Let's reload here. So with the binary option we are going to use 3 indicators. One we can't call indicator because we want to use support resistant, but we need to add 2 indicators. So let's go. Let's first choose, we can choose this one. We choose then, let's wait and see. We add the Bollinger Band. And we add stochastic. So we will edit a little. Oh, that's right. I need to go into here. So what we'll remove the median line, because we don't need the line that go in the middle. In the upper line we change that for white, and the lower bind we change for white also. For the stochastic we can change the blue to yellow to make it more clear. So here is what we are looking for. Currently we see that the Bollinger Band is quite wide. That means it's very difficult to find a trade. So I suggest we find another pair where it's not so wide. And let's try this one. Okay, here we can put up something, at least. We can see clearly that this region here is a point of interest. So what we do then, we put a horizontal line right here. We change this one to red and we make it a little thicker. And in the bottom we can put a green line right here. We change it to green like this. So now I will talk a little about the rules. Like now we are crossing about, so maybe we move this one a little up to this line because then it's active. So if we now touch this red line you see up here, that will be an active trade, because you see the Bollinger Band, we have a space in between the upper Bollinger Band and the red line. We are above this area here for the stochastic. That is a trade for us. For example, here we can trade because the Bollinger Band is above the bars, and if you had a support here, like I said, put in the first, we can't take the trade. Of course, this is resisted zone, but as long as the Bollinger Band top line is above it, that means it's an indication that will break it, and you did see we did break it. So that means the next one will be up here. So we always need to move it in that way, because we also need a space in between the top Bollinger Band line and the resistant. So if this one turn green and go up to this red line, we then have a put trade. Let me change this to 100. But if not, we can't trade this, because we need to follow that rules. Same down here. Currently it's not valid, this support line. I did put it because we are far away from it. But this Bollinger Band bottom line need to cross, and so we get a space in between here also. As long as we don't have a space in between the Bollinger Band lower line and the support line, we do not have a trade. Now we can go back to Forex because we maybe have a trade. So let's take a look. We can't take a trade on GBP GPY because we crossed below. Let's see here now how this looks like, if I want to take it or not. I feel we are a little too high. 1.5. No, I would have taken the trade down here maybe. So what we can do, let me see, because we have a support here, a resistance I mean. So we need to have it. No, I can't trade this. There are no signal. Let's go back here and see. Try to figure out if we can have a trade or not. As we are now downward trend and we are continuation with reds, I don't feel comfortable for this trade either. So there are no signal for Forex today. And gold also is moving hard downwards. Let's put. So you can see they're not every day that you need to have a trade. Sometimes we need to just throw in the towel and see that there are no trades. First, let me remove some lines here, and I will put up some way of thinking here now. So sometimes you get a lot of trades, sometimes we don't get nothing, and this is one of these days that basically the market tell me that we can't take any trades. And typically Fridays are not the best day to trade either, but let's see. We have a trend line going here. Let's see if we can put it a little nicer. Let's put it up here. We do have a support in this region. I'll say here, and we do have a resistance at the next 50 here. So let's mark that one also. Here. So of course, for the ones that like to short gold, you could have a possibility to take a trade down to this support line down here. But personally, I don't like to short gold, so I don't have that possibility. I have for a longer time now been waiting for us to break this trend line you see here. I really was hoping that we're going to get something something like this and break here, but as we now are breaking through this support here now, you see the space start to be quite big, so it can be a long time before we get a nice long. I'm waiting for gold to shoot up to the 2000 again, but there seems like there might be longer time we need to wait for this nice long trade, because when gold start to shoot up, we'll move fast. So at the current moment we see that there are not so many trading opportunities. One I will see now, as we did break this support there now, one could be probably down here when we get a confirmation that we are not breaking through it, that we keep it above, because then at least we can target at least this support up here. But for now there are not so much we can do here on gold either. Now let's go back to binary option. We are getting close to our line. It's still valid. You can see we have a space in between the Bollinger Band and our resistance line up here. As long as this Bollinger Band keep below this red line, right away this one cross above, let's turn this white, then it's not valid. Then it's not valid. So we need this line need to keep below. If turn above it, we need to remove this line. Then we need to move our resistance even higher. Just so you can see how strong this way of trading is, we can take the trades we have done this month. So we can take from first. So you can see here, this is all the trades. Of course you can see, this is trades I only have taken in my sessions. So you can see we have done 6 trades and 5 of them are winners. That's just by trading this way. I would, if this one had touched it up here now, I would have taken it, but I guess on the next bar this Bollinger Band will cross above our red line. You can see currently have not done, but right away cross above, so I'm ready now to take it if we can touch it up with the red now. So I think this minute will be the last minute we are below it, maybe. Also this one is now valid because you can see we have a space in between the lower Bollinger Band and the support. This one also, let's see, is still valid. So if this one shoot up now to the red line, we are ready to take a put trade. Right now I can say that it is crossing a little above, but I will still take it because it's so little. But a couple of bars now, this one will clearly be above it and it's not valid more. So that's the thing. Some days it's like this, you don't get the trades you want, but it's better not to trade than hunting trade. Then when you start hunting trades, that's when you start to lose trading. So now let's see. Now you see, now we can take it more, because now you clearly see that you have a space in between the Bollinger Band and the resistance zone, and we can't take a trade on this one more now. Now we need to move it, and we need to move it to the next step. The next one is around here. So now we can only take a trade if we come up to this red line, because we need to have a space between the upper line of the Bollinger Band and our resistance zone. So that's how you move this. So if the market don't move fast enough and the Bollinger Band cross above it, we can't take it, because that is showing that trend will continue up, and we would have lost a trade if we take a trade directly on our resistance zone, because basically the upper Bollinger Band show us the trend, and right away the upper Bollinger Band cross our resistance. That means we are ready for break. Now we can maybe start to move this one, so we come into better position for trading here. So I will say now we can move it to this point. So if we come down with a strong bar down here now, we can take a trade on this one also in the support. So you move both after how the market is. So for example, next movement, if this continue up, then we can move it to this line, because we clearly see, if you go to the left here, that that's also an area where we have resistance and support. And in this way, this is a support. So we can put a line all the way up here. But up here right now would not be valid because of this bullish band. Now let's see. So you can see if we had put our line here, like we had it, we would have lost the trade. Only because the bullish band did cross above it. But if this will turn green now and go up to this red line up here, we take a put trade. So I'm ready to take a put. We are getting very close to our trade. Let's wait and see. Win rate, we have around 85% win rate with this trading style. Like I said, I only push the put button if we touch this red line we see up here. Let's change this to open so you can follow if we come up. Let's zoom in so we see a little better. We are incredible close for our first trade of the day. Now you see the upper bullish band start to be closer and need to be on this bar, I think, for a trade. We are very close to trade there now, but we still did not touch it completely. The next bar, we maybe will need to move our resistance once again. But let's see. If we can just come up to the red line right now, we take the trade. Almost. Almost. That was very close. We can take it on this spot also. But here we might have the last opportunity for a trade. Because now you can see the bullish band start to be very close to our resistance zone. But yes, here we were talking about millimeters, but rules are rules. Only if we touch the red line we go with a put. And you see we clearly have an uptrend, so it's better to be safe. So now let's see, we are getting close again. I'm ready to push put button if we touch the red line. Now it's not valid more. Now you see the bullish band did cross above it, and that means he's ready to break more up. And there you can see he did touch, but we can't take it because we need to move it again. So our next region then, it's up here. I will say here. So, and you can see now he's above where we had our line because the bullish band is moving. You see the trend is going upwards. So now we are all the way up here for the next trade. And if we did go up to this line here, would be a valid trade because you can see we are high in the stochastic. We will be, and we have a space between the upper line and the resistance zone. So let's see now if we can just get a continuation. We have a trade. So as you see, we do not have so many trades through a day, but the win rate is high, like you could see before here. But This is one of these days when we don't get any trades, looks like. And you can see if we have taken any of the short trades, we would have lost because the Bollinger Band says that we are continue upwards. But yes, these have been one of the most boring sessions, but it's also good for you to see that it's not always we find trades. That sometimes the market is like this, that don't give us any trading opportunities. I think now could be a good time to take some questions. Quite many questions, let's see. Okay. Yes, for binary option, this is the best indicators. I think so too. You have many that trades with MACD and things, but the win rate is so low that if you had 100, because here is the thing, when you're trading binary option, you don't get 100%. So that means, for example, if you spend $1, you let's say $100, you make $85 back with this one here. So you need a quite high win rate. A 50% win rate, you're losing money. 60% win rate, you might start to go almost in zero, but you're still losing money. So you need a very high win rate with binary option. So some of these MACD strategies I see, basically the win rate you have is around 60, little above maybe around 58. And it's a 58% win rate, you're losing money. I've seen many YouTubers talk about this MACD on the 2-minute chart and thing. And yes, they can show you winning opportunities. They are typically going in the market and they see where they have maybe get like 3-4 winners after each other, and they show it and they say, oh, it's amazing, and sign up with my affiliate link and things like that. But the reality is that the win rate, if you backtest it 100 times, yes, you win more than you lose, but you don't win enough that is you go in profit, because you do not get 100% of the market after. You do get typically like this is quite high actually. Some brokers is even less than this. So even with the 85%, you will lose money with the MACD strategy. But if you trade like I do, yes, you see that you need to be waiting quite a long time. Typically in 1 hour, if you sit look in the chart, you might get maybe like 2-3 trades maybe only. But it's better to take 2-3 trades and have a high win rate than taking maybe 10 trades and win maybe 6 of them, and you are happy and you see after that you lost money. So better to take your time and do things correctly. Now let's see. Yes, I do that also. I keep my money in crypto. I think it's a much easier way, and it's so easy to use these days. So yes, I also do that. Now let's take a small look back to these ones here we were waiting for, to see if maybe the trades can look nicer. And no, I don't see this at all. Here we can, for example, with GBP, GPY, we can't do short trade because I would basically only look for a long trade here. But there are no super nice entries. It's not something that we did see much of in the start of this week, where we had super nice entries and we could put tight stop loss. I don't see that here. It's basically see here, for example, the market going like this. This is not something I like to trade. I like to trade when I see a clear trend line. Let me show an example for what I like to trade. When you have a clear trend line and you, for example, when you come down and you touch something like this in a clear trend line, then I like to take a stop loss maybe a little below here and target the top. That's a trade I like. When you are below here now, and you can see that we have not clearly got a new trend downwards or upwards, I don't see it. So we can basically, if we want to try to see something, we can see that we maybe have something that looks like, let's see if we can find something together here now. We can see that we have more like a new, let's remove this old trend lines. We can see that we have some type of a trend downwards here right now. So we might come in a squeeze. Let's move this one. Actually, let's see now. We maybe have something here now. That's why I say always try to put up as many lines you can. So on the daily we have something interesting here when we look a little tighter here now. You see that we have one that go downwards here now and one that go upwards. So if we just scratch this and remove this thing here, what we now are looking for rather is a break in any direction here now. So we did actually find something, but it's not a trade for now. We need to see, we might go up and test here, up here, and then we are looking for a trade either for this direction or this direction. But we need to break one of these. Right away we break one of these turns here, we just put a stop loss below the last low. For example, if it was here, it will be below here and go up. This will change a little with time. So we do have maybe a trading possibility in Monday or in the session in Wednesday. So this is something I will save this to the chart. So we can come back to this trade because yes, here we might have something. Typically it's nice to take a trade on the lower trend, but as the space is so little, it's not so good area to trade. We can look it on the 30 minutes because then we have a faster trade, but we are still not down here. If we were down here now, we could have been looking for a day trade. Take a trade something like this, take right below something like here and target maybe not so much, but at least up here. That could be a trade. But as we are all the way up here, I don't see it. So let's rather wait for Monday or something and we can see what will happen with this market, because we can clearly see that we have this squeeze that will happen here now, and that could be interesting. The most interesting would be if we cross in the upper side, because we can target all the way up to the trend start. Here will not be so much because it's basically just down here, but both we are open for both possibilities. But I'm hoping that we will go something like this and go for the upside, because that have the most possibility for a nicer trade than for downside. So let's wait and see, but yes, this is something that we need to remember. I will move it up to the top so we remember this one, and let's remove this here and let's save it again so we have that one to remember to follow in Monday. Because right now we can go both ways, and it's too early to say which way we will go. But as we do have, I'm expecting us to go upwards, because as we have also a strong support here, that will also, so we have double support. We can say we have support from the trend line that go upwards, plus support on this strong, very strong support here. So I'm really expecting us to go upwards, and that's what we also are hoping for. So this is something super interesting to follow for the next week and take a very good trade that will cover. If you have many losses for Forex, this can be a trade that can cover some of your losses. So yes, this one I look forward to be trading next week. Now let's see if there are any questions, or if we can have a trade here. No, we did not get. Just so you can see how I'm thinking. Now this, I would have moved this one up to around here. Let's see now if we can get this trade before we stop the session today. We are very close to it. This is now our new support line, because we see this area we have touched before, and we go downwards. They go upwards again. So if this one within the next couple of minutes cross down and touch this line here, we can take a call trade. Let's see. So there were nothing to copy today, by the way. Sorry for that, but sometimes the market is like this. But for next session, I'm sure there will be some signals again. So then be ready. Use this Forex broker that you see the link here, and the broker you see I'm using here for binary option. So you are ready for copy some trades, because Monday I'm sure there will be some more things to copy. Because this time around we did not get any binary option trade, and we did not get any Forex trade. And like that, sometimes the market is like this, and it's better not to trade than be hunting a trade. So I will only take questions now, because there are just 1 minute left of this session. So if there are any questions, ask them now, or just write it down, and I will be back here Monday same time. No questions? Would be nice if this one could just shoot down here now, so we could at least get a binary option trade today. But that looks like it. Then we call it for this session. I will be back here Monday, same time. And let's hope there will be some more trading done. So for that, have a perfect weekend.